Hello, welcome. This is Pete, or Kench1913, and
Rob, or Rob.
And this is another Game of Thrones review. This is episode 9, Baelor. Yeah, there's 10 episodes in the season, second to last, or as my 5th grade teacher used to say, penultimate.
Good word.
Anyways, let's start it off. Varys, he's talking with Ned, kind of about how Sansa has been pleading for his life.
It's like their second date down to the dungeon.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like they're getting pretty close. They almost kissed one time. But
I think so.
But Varys kind of tries to convince Ned to just basically,
pretty much lie.
Yeah, lie, even though it's on your honor, because if you don't, Sansa's gonna die and your kids are gonna. Yeah. Shit happens. So Ned's like, okay. Well, no, he doesn't really say yes or no at that point. And then we head to Robb, who is at the Twins, which is his new area.
It's essentially a bridge.
Yeah.
It's two towers that create a bridge that cross like the largest river in the land.
And the Lord of the Twins is Lord Frey, Walder Frey, and he's a dick.
He's a bit of a douche.
And what ends up happening there is they're talking about how they can't cross unless they talk with him.
Toll.
So Caitlyn decides that she'll talk to him since her dad is technically his lord, like he's the lord of the Riverlands and whatnot. So Kat goes to talk with Lord Frey, and what they like to say about Lord Frey is that he has an army unto himself because he has procreated quite a bit, and he's very old. He's old.
Like 80 years old. He's had like 6 wives, and he's
got tons of wives, tons of kids.
His swimmers, his boys can swim.
Yeah,
like his boys are like Michael Phelps.
Yeah, they're like, and he
looks at a chick and she gets pregnant.
He's got a new wife and he's grabbing her ass.
Oh yeah, nice hot young.
So
Kat, like 15 or something, like he likes him young too.
He does. He
wants plenty of breeding years.
Yeah. Especially since he's 80 and he's only got so many left.
It's true.
Anyway, so Kat talks with Lord Frey, and he kind of like gripes about how your dad never came to my wedding.
He's a little bit of a bitch.
Yeah, he kind of likes to keep grudges, hold them.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And so you got that, and Kat kind of convinces him a little bit.
Yeah.
And
she's gonna schmooze him.
Yeah, and so what ends up happening there is you don't find out. We cut to Jon. And he gets a sword from Commander Mormont for saving his life in the last episode.
It's a nice thing to give.
Yeah, and it's a Valyrian steel sword called Longclaw.
Longclaw.
It's actually a bastard sword, which is kind of funny since Jon Snow's a bastard.
What makes the bastard sword beat?
I think it's just the length and the width of the blade. I'm not 100% sure because Ice, which is Ned Stark's sword, is like a broadsword, a long.
Yeah, it's very long.
It's very thick, long and very thick kind of sword. So he gets a bastard sword, which usually it's one of, and it's another thing about him. I don't know much about him, but I know like you can either hold him with one hand if you're good, or you can use 2 hands with the broadsword.
Broadsword is a 2-handed sword.
Yeah. Right. And so he gets this sword from Mormont, and then he learns that Robb went to war. And he's like,
good news, bad news type meetings. Hey, you're getting a sword. Hey, your brother's going to war.
Yeah, your bro's going to war. Yeah, he goes to war, or he learns that Robb's going to war. And he's like, man, I should join, because he finds out that Ned is in jail.
He's imprisoned.
Yeah.
Treason.
So then we head back to Robb, who learns of his fate, which Kat comes back and she's like, oh, Frey will let you go by. But there's a lot of things that's going to have to happen here. Like Arya's going to have to get married to somebody. She's not going to like that.
No.
And and Robb is going to have to marry one of a Frey chick. And he's like, I'll do it. Right. He's begrudgingly doing it.
He sucks it up because he's got to do it. But
he's got to do it.
Oh, man.
And then there's like a little scene there where it's like, did you see what it looked at him? and she's like, one of them was, and I almost thought his mom was gonna say doable. Yeah, I was gonna say one of them's plowable. You know what I mean?
Slightly fuckable.
Yeah, and then they kind of.
She takes it to grace and just says,
Yeah, so they're gonna be able to cross. So then we go back to Jon and Maester Aemon, and Maester Aemon is kind of telling them about duty and honor and this, that, and the other.
Jon's being a little pissy.
Yeah, because he wants to go off to war because his dad, he wants to help his dad, his family, and all that. And Maester Aemon kind of tells him the story of how he came to the Night's Watch and how he was basically a Targaryen. Yeah, that's right.
He's watched brothers get killed too.
Yeah, he's watched his older brothers, his uncles, his nephews, all these kids, because he's really old. Like, I don't even want to go through his lineage.
He's like 92.
Yeah, he's really old. He's really old, and he's seen a ton of his brothers, his uncles, his nephews, like I was saying, like they've all died. And Jon's like, oh man, I didn't know you were Targaryen. And he's like, but I stayed here because it was my duty.
Right.
So we head over to, what's her name, Dany. And Khal Drogo is not doing too well, and he falls off from his horse, which is a bad sign.
Yeah, I mean,
because they're horse lords, and
when you're too fucked up to sit, it's bad news.
Yeah, it's fucked up time. Anyways, he falls from his horse. That's a bad sign. So Dany kind of stops the whole Khalasar and gets what's her name? I just keep calling her witch, but her name
Mira. That's
Mira. Yeah, she gets Mira to come look at him, and all the horse lords are like, no, don't bring her. Don't bring her.
They don't trust her.
No, I wouldn't either. Well, no, she's actually been all right. What are we gonna do? So then we go back to Tyrion, who's in the Lannister camp. He's talking with his dad on his council, and his dad is adamant about putting him in the vanguard in the front with the
hill people.
Oh, the hill people, and
he doesn't take that too kindly.
No, he's like, surely if you wanted to kill me, there'd be like simpler ways to do it, and he just tells him to get out of here. Yeah. So he goes back to his tent, and he meets a whore named Shay, who was played by Sybil Killikiki. How you say that? Killikiki. Whatever.
Kikili. Sorry.
She's a
Sybil Kikili.
Yeah, she's a whore.
She's Turkish. I don't know how to say Turkish names. Sorry.
She's a whore from foreign land or whatever, and Tyrion takes a little bit of a shine to her. And let's see what we got next. So Drogo is dying, and Dany won't leave him. And Mormont's, come on, let's get out of here while the getting's good.
You're gonna bail because they're gonna turn on.
Yeah, they're gonna turn on you,
and they're gonna fight, and somebody else.
Because they only respect power. That's what it's all about. And so she's like, I won't leave him. And then she tells Miri to get to work on trying to heal him. And so she's like, surely you must know something, some dark arts. And she's like, yeah, there's something, but it's going to need Drogo's horse is going to have to die. And so she slits the blood of the horse, and then they're outside, and then there's a scuffle. And Mormont has to fight one of the horse lords, I forget which one, and he kills him, which is pretty cool battle.
Quick fight, but
you get to see Mormont do some things. Dany was a little bit. During the scuffle, Dany was pushed to the ground, and apparently she's going into labor. So no one is going to help her out except Miri,
the weird witch in there,
who is in the tent.
Doing some
crazy ass shit. Yeah. Some crazy ass shit.
Weird sounds coming from it. Like it's nuts.
It is fucking crazy. So Mormont picks up Dany and brings her into the tent, and that's it. So we head back to Lannister camp, where Bronn, Tyrion, and Shay are having like a truth or dare time.
Like a drinking game about lies.
Yeah, and they kind of tell each other about their backstories. Like Bronn, he was a son of some random guy. Yeah. I don't remember exactly, but then Tyrion, and then Tyrion is trying to find out what Shay's upbringing is.
He's trying to guess her background,
and he fails miserably, which is pretty funny.
Or she's a really good liar.
She's probably not telling the truth. And then eventually Tyrion kind of tells his story, which is, back when he was 16, he met a girl, that him and Jaime met a girl, and that was almost raped. He brought her to like get some food, and then they end up falling in love and all that. And then Tywin finds out that he married this girl. He finds out that she was a whore, and then basically she gets gangbanged.
Yeah.
Like a ton, and then Tyrion has to finish her off. It's fucked up.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's some fucked up shit.
It tells you how Tyrion used to be kind of a weirdo, and why he hates his father.
Yeah, he fucking hates his dad.
Because Tywin is a bit of a piece of shit.
And Bronn says a great line. He's like, I would kill a man who did that to me. He's like, I'd kill the man who did that to me. And it's an interesting story. They don't really go into it much in the book. I mean, in the show too much, but he had like this relationship with this girl. It might pop back up. Anyway, so then we go to Robb. He returns. No, wait. And then after that, they have the little truth and dare game. And then Tyrion wakes up the next morning. The Stark guys are right at the doorstep, so he has to get ready for war.
I'm gonna fucking fight.
He does this little great speech to the Hill Tribe, and then they.
He gives good speeches, Tyrion.
Yeah, he does. He does great speeches.
He knows how to pep talk.
Oh yeah, he'd be a great coach. He's like
yes.
He's like the what's his name?
The Gipper.
No, I was trying to think of the coach who did the 1980s thing. I can't remember his name.
The guy from Miracle?
Yeah,
shit.
Herb Brooks. He'd be a great Herb Brooks. Anyway, so
went a long way for that one.
Yeah. That was pretty bad.
Especially because most nerds don't give a shit about hockey either.
No, they probably don't. But fuck them. But anyway, so he's like, yeah, let's go kill these guys, and then they knock him the fuck out. They just trample.
They literally just run over him because he's so little.
And what ends up happening is he wakes up and they found out that they won.
Huzzah!
Yeah, just
victory is ours.
Magic of TV.
Yes,
they've gone through the whole fight without using.
I'd say save a lot of money.
Because in the beginning they were strapped for cash, so they weren't able to do that. We'll talk about that later.
You don't become a hit show right away.
No, you don't. You need to cut a couple of corners,
stripes,
a little bit of corners, because you can't tell every goddamn thing.
Nope.
But we'll talk about that a little later. So then after that we head to Robb, or at least Caitlin, and she's waiting for Robb to return from, because what ended up happening, in case you didn't know, is Robb told them that they had 2,000 men marching towards Tywin.
20,000.
No, he's 20,000, but it ended up being
20,000.
But it ended up being 2,000, and then they sent the other
distraction.
Yeah, the other 19,000 over.
18,000.
Or
did you graduate high school?
I don't know. Anyways, they sent the other half of the troop, or the other group of the troop, to fight Jaime Lannister, who they take captive. So that was pretty good job by Robb.
It was a bait and switch.
Yeah, it was a good job by Robb, I think.
Yeah, it was a good move, good strategy.
Yes, it was.
Showing a little bit of battlefield prowess.
Yeah, and he won his first battle, and that's pretty good for being a green boy, huh?
Yeah.
So then we head to the final scene of the show. All right, Arya is in the streets of King's Landing. She's basically being a beggar.
Yeah.
She grabs this pigeon and rips off and twists his head and tries to sell it, and the guy won't give her any food, and that's how the episode ends. No, I'm just kidding. So all the people are going to the Sept of Baelor because the Hand of the King came out, so Arya goes there. All right? And they're bringing Ned out to the Sept of Baelor. Mm-hmm. And he notices Arya is standing on this big statue of Baelor, who's like this saint guy. He's like, Jesus. Anyways, so she's standing there. He kind of sees her, and he sees Yorn. If you remember who Yorn was, he was one of the Night's Watch guys.
Yes.
And he kind of signals over that, like, oh, there's someone over there. Go look out for that person. So he gets up on the pedestal or whatever, and he swears fealty to Joffrey. He says that, you know what, I was a traitor. I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
He confesses the crime he didn't commit to try to save his own.
To save his daughter's life.
Essentially to save the daughters, and hopefully he'll just get black, like they said. Yeah,
he was sent to the Night's Watch. So Joffrey's like, that's wonderful. My mom says, I'll send you to the Night's Watch. And, the love of my life, Sansa, she begged so nicely. But what ends up happening is he says, fucking kill him. Yeah. Kill his ass, because...
He said, bitches be weak.
Yeah, he's like, bitches be weak, and I am going to cut off his head. So probably...
Of course, he's not gonna.
No, he's not. He calls Sir Ilyn to do it, who's the executioner of...
City executioner.
Yeah, So everyone's going, no, kill Ned. They're
all the people are freaking on the dais. Freaking out.
They're like, no.
Like, even seriously, looks like she's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, this isn't supposed to happen. And then Arya is going up, and then Yorn gets her, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? No one's gonna save Ned, and he's like, turn away, girl, turn away. And what ends up happening is Ned loses his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of dies, and
Ned's dead.
Let me tell you. When I watched that the first time, like, I haven't read the books yet, I got up out of my chair and I screamed, what the fuck? I was so pissed off. I was like, what the... Because I was sure someone was going to save him. I'm like,
they always do.
It's fucking Sean Bean, Ned Stark. It's like he's going to live. And, like, I haven't read the book, so I was like, what the fuck? Someone was supposed to save him. Why didn't anyone save him?
Because he's dead.
And I was like, oh, man, but I didn't get mad, like, fuck this show, because I wanted to see what was going to happen next. Like, Rob's going to, and I was like, Rob's going to fucking kill him. This is going to be great.
They're going to rain down hell.
They're going to fucking kill him. But, this episode was really like fucking controversial and like stirring because like I don't know, you don't really
shows kill the main character.
No, and especially Sean Bean, like he's like
definitely one of the more well-known
actors in the show at this point, and it's like, man, you fucking killed him off. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
So new characters. You had Walder Frey, who was played by David Bradley, and you had Shay, who we already talked about, and Walder Frey, we already talked about him too. And so, Rob, what did you like and dislike about this episode?
I like the balls to pull the trigger.
Yeah,
like
just kill him off.
Yeah,
I remember reading Entertainment Weekly after this episode aired, and people were protesting that they weren't going to watch the show anymore because they killed off Ned Stark, and I'm like,
they're fucking lost.
Even back then, even back then, I was like, that's a stupid reason to do that. I mean, you might as well give it the last episode.
Yeah.
And then see what it goes from there. And
I enjoyed that.
I liked it.
It was nice too.
Yeah, I liked it. It was
obviously
good.
The kick in the nuts was that.
Yeah. The main thing about this whole episode was Ned dying, and it's like you can't fucking believe it. And a couple things differ from the book. Let's talk about that. Tyrion. All right, he had a battle. They obviously couldn't show it.
It was a money-saving technique.
But I think they did a terrific job on how they glazed over in the essence that Tyrion got knocked out. Like in the battle, he kind of like dislocates his shoulder or some shit, and he gets like a couple injuries, like nothing major, but he gets kind of beat up a little bit. And like I don't remember the whole thing, but I want to say they captured one of the Northmen, and he's like, I'm a whatever of the North or whatever, and they just kill him anyways. Just to show how brutal. And then the other one was, I thought, but Rob said, I thought that Rob's battle was kind of like, in the book, like more in detail, but they kind of cut that out as well a little bit.
See, I believe in the book because Rob's not a character.
Yeah, he's not a point of view character.
Neither is like Theon or Jaime.
Yeah.
Nobody that was actually in the battle is.
Yeah.
So I believe we also hear about the battle kind of the way we did, with Caitlyn on the sideline waiting for it to end. And then her getting the recap of what happened.
Yeah, okay. So those are like the two big differences, I believe, that I can think of. And, that's all right. They're saving money. It's the first season. Apparently, when I was reading some stuff about it, they were a little over budget for this season. And then it was phenomenal smash hit, and they gave them more money, so they can continue to do stuff.
Excellent.
So, best line, best kill, Rob. You got anything?
Best line. It might be... Bronn's advice to Tyrion during the battle, and he says, stay low, which is a wonderful thing to say to a dwarf.
Yeah, and then he's like, stay low? Like, he's like, yeah, maybe if you stay low, they won't even notice you.
Yeah, look at you.
Yeah, and I think my line is from Tyrion, where he says, try to penetrate the enigma that is me, when they're playing their little playing their little drinking game. I thought that was pretty good.
It is pretty funny.
It is pretty good. And best death, there were 3 major deaths. Well, one huge death, which is obviously Ned Stark, again, beheaded. But also Drogo's horse, although not really a character, but they fucking cut his neck pretty good. And then the Horse Lord.
Yeah.
And I don't remember his name, but yeah.
So I think we're going with Ned.
Yeah, I think I'm going with Ned too. Just unbelievable. I could not believe it. Like I was thinking the whole Arya's gonna save him. She's holding her sword, she's gonna sneak through like a little rat and she's gonna save him, and then nothing. And then I was like, no, they're all clamoring up there. And then Ned just gets down. I wonder, what did they tell Sean Bean when that was going to happen? Like, you're going to, this is the scene where you're going to get your head chopped off. What kind of direction did they give him? Because he kind of sat down and you could see him, doing a prayer or something. But I wonder what the hell it was, what was his, what was he saying? I wonder if we'll never know what he was saying, but...
Well, some of the best acting is the stuff when you're not even delivering a line, and you're supposed to be expressing emotion.
Yeah.
Like,
he did
there's
great.
a shot from behind Ned at one point, and he's simply
just looking.
But he also looks down more, almost like giving the fuck it, they're gonna do this. So just almost gives his neck to the guy.
Yeah.
Make it clean, because he always said that too.
Yeah.
Make it clean.
Yeah, and then
clean death.
Them killing him with his own sword was pretty fucked up too.
That's kind of like it's a little kick in the nuts.
Yeah,
it's a dick move.
Total dick move.
Dick move, Sir Ilan.
So, Rob, do you have any last words?
Am I dying?
No. Just for the episode.
No.
I'm just gonna say Ned's dead. Kind of like Zed, but Ned. You know what I mean? So, who died more brutal? I think Zed probably. in the end. So this has been Pete, Arkansas 1913.
And Rob.
And we'll see you in the next episode.
Well, you'll see us.
Yeah.